All right, so some rather strong comments there on corruption and lots of people talking about doing stuff about it. Perhaps a perfect note to welcome our guest for the evening, Subramaniam Swamy, now joining us. There's a lot of talk these days about corruption, about fighting corruption, scam after scam, and that's probably a good thing. But behind all these announcements and intent to take action, you've been going again and again to the courts and saying not enough is being done.
Yes, quite right. In fact, that's the main thing in this country today. People want to see an end result, not just the matter to be exposed and some people resigning, but some people actually being convicted. So if the fight against corruption has to have any credibility, some people will have to be found guilty and sent to jail.
Now, you've gone to the courts targeting the telecom minister, Kapil Sibal, and saying he should not handle any of this. Yes. Do you think you're being a bit unfair to him, considering he's just taken over and certainly had nothing to do with all of this when it was happening in the first place?
True, but then if it had nothing to do with it, I don't see why he should attack the CAG, which is totally defenseless in this environment that they function in. And if he had produced an alternative paper and shown the alternative calculations, I can understand. Some of us have done these calculations, and the CAG cannot be wrong. CAG itself has said there are 3 ways to do it, and they have given 3 different estimates. Each of those estimates are itself quite gigantic. The mere fact that the licenses were resold and sold for 8 times the price they paid for to the government itself is a proof enough.
But okay, just to play devil's advocate out here,
sure.
1.76 lakh crores, which in a sense is the figure which you get when you look at everything in a certain manner. That's probably the most extreme number, right? What do you think is the actual extent of the 2G scam? Because sometimes when you take extreme numbers, it almost puts the whole thing into doubt. Well, what's the actual number you think of this?
Well, the minimum that can be calculated is the loss that you suffered, is the price which the final buyer, like the Etisalat and Telenor and the Docomo, paid, minus what the people who got the license initially paid. If you multiply that, that's 60,000 crores. Then you add to it the WiMAX question, the dual technology question, all these which Raja sort of just put it in at the same time, then the number goes up to 120. So going up to 1,76,000 crores is feasible. But I would say that even if it's just 60,000, it's a huge amount of money.
The courts today sending show cause notices saying that licenses could be cancelled.
Yes.
Do you think that's too extreme a step to take?
No.
Does that not put into question that, once you may disagree with the policy, and I think most people do disagree with the way this was done.
Yes.
But now that it has been done, is it correct to cancel licenses?
Yes, that's the only way to create an example for the future. And in the petrol pump case, we did exactly that. And that's how the whole thing got cleaned up. Right. We have to do it. There's no bar on the present people holding the license to compete again. The only thing is that the under the table payments will have to be returned.
All right, Subramaniam Swamy, thank you so much for joining us on that particular note.